the LA gang scene of the 70s and the 80s. Why? You know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of people out there that want to ask that question. Why? Because everything has a turn. Everything has its time. Everything has its era. Everything will eventually run its course. And in my opinion, the LA gang scene it's nearing its end. It's nearing running its course. Some people gonna look at that as a bad thing. Some people gonna look at it as a good thing. You know? Whether you see it as bad or whether you see it as good, the fact still remains. It is what it is. It was what it was. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be or see. You know? We can't stop it. You can't stop it. Change will always come. From the 1960s till now, that's a long time, man. That's a pretty good run. I'm not sitting here saying that Crips and Bloods will totally be extinct. There will never be anybody else saying Cuz or Blood. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is the way it was in the 60s and 70s and 90s, in the 70s and 80s and 90s or whatever, it's changing vastly. Something else is going to rise. The same way when the Black Panthers was doing their thing all them years, and then when they left, it was out of nowhere. It was just one young man that decided, you know what? I want to start me something. I want to start me something new. I want to start my own thing. And that was Raymond Washington. And he decided he wanted to be a Crip. And from that one young man's thoughts, all what you've been seeing in LA since the 1960s came about from that just one man's thoughts. And he thought about it and he enacted upon it. And he created something that lasted for many years. And it's still going on today. True, yeah. But the same way he rose up and decided he wanted to be different from what other people had going on, the same way somebody else is going to rise up and decided, you know what? I don't want to be a Crip or I don't want to be a Blood. I want to be whatever. I'm going to start what the ways of the gang life. You can see it coming. You can see it coming from within. And
all right, first off, shout out to Big Cartoon from Avalon. He did a little video on his YouTube channel, The End of the Era, Crips and Bloods. And he feels the LA gang culture is coming to an end. So I want all y'all to comment and give me y'all opinions. And I agree with that because he said LA, you know, and it's a lot to go with that, you know what I mean? And I know like gentrification has played a big part in that. You know, they moving us out. They're tearing down projects, building condominiums, raising the rent, knocking down apartments, building townhouses, raising rent to where we can't afford it no more. So a lot of the people were stuck to go elsewhere, Palmdale, Lancaster, Victorville. We got even people going to Bakersfield trying to find some suitable housing that we can afford because let's keep it real, man. Right now in LA, the average one-bedroom apartment is from $1,700 to $2,000. You know what I mean? So imagine a single-parent mother raising 2-3 boys and a daughter. You know how hard that is. You know. So yeah, I do think it's coming to an end, and especially in the city, because they moving us out. Is people still going to Crip and Blood? I believe so, because now it went globally, it went worldwide, not just in different states. Now you got in different countries. You know, I done met people in Africa and London, and they Crips and Bloods. And so yeah, but the LA culture, the motherland of it, yeah, I think it's that era is coming to the end, because we all know, all the California natives know that the 90s will never be repeated. You know what I'm saying? It'll never be like that again. And just go around South Central, man. And you can see the gentrification, man. Especially in my neighborhood, the Foodtown Brims. I know a while back I did a thing on gentrification in the Foodtown Brims, where USC is buying up everything, and you got a lot of white folks moving in. And I was, filming different blocks where we used to hang on there thick, where they'd be scared to walk at night, or even in the daytime. Now you'll go around my neighborhood, you see people walking their dogs and playing, which is a good thing. I'm not knocking that, but I'm saying it is what it is, and money has a big thing in it too, because we right there by the Coliseum, and we haven't had the Olympics since the 80s. I remember a time in the 90s where the Olympics was gonna come back to LA, and different athletes across the world was like, y'all having LA, we not competing. It was just too gang infested, too much robbery going on, too much shooting, too much killing. They wasn't gonna compete. And now we're getting it again in 2028. But look, since then, since the 80s to 2024, where we in now, imagine 28, what LA streets is gonna look like, especially on the west side, man. It's some beautiful neighborhoods over there. They building LA like nothing else, man. And y'all know that follow me and watch me know I'm a carpenter. Been part of a lot of big projects in LA, as far as the Intuit Dome, the home of the Rams and Chargers. That's in Inglewood. Right up the street, we just got finished building the Intuit Dome, gonna be home of the Clippers. So yeah, you go over there in Inglewood, certain parts of Inglewood, man, that shit looking like Beverly Hills. You got the Forum right there, you got the SoFi upstreet, right, the Intuit Dome, the Hollywood Park Casino. You got bars and restaurants, and it's some nice stuff, man. And you got to think how much money that's gonna bring in for the city, And my opinion, the city was tired of us Crips and Bloods just fucking up the city, and they just taking L's, and no tourists was coming, and yeah. So just like what they doing in Oakland, man. You see the Raiders left, they went to Vegas. The A's is going to they also going to Vegas. Everybody moving out. Reminds me of Oakland. Remind me of the LA in the 80s and 90s. The crime rate is just too high. Nobody want to invest. Nobody's coming there. No tourists. Yeah, they gonna get hit in a minute with that gentrification. When somebody wake up with some money, like, hey man, we gotta bring the city back, man. We gotta get some of these niggas that's acting a fool up out of here. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. And he also said, Cartoon was saying, like, he an OG Crip, and a lot of other OGs throughout the city, they waking up now. They seeing what they done to the youth, how they, messed up the community, and now messed up the whole world, because, this Crip and Blood, this thing just spread like cancer. It's everywhere now, and we getting woke, man, and we understanding that, like, I'm gonna quote Nip, man. He said, "Well, your mama paid rent at, that was your gang." So us as Bloods and Crips, man, we understood, man. As we grow older, we understood that the only difference between my red rag and his blue rag was his mom was able to afford rent over there. My people was able to afford rent over here, and that's what it was. But we both came through the same struggle, same type of upbringing. Mom, a lot of single parent moms was just trying to pay rent, put some food on their table for their kids, and that's what it was. And when you look at it like that, man, you be like, it's a lot of senseless killings and deaths for a color, a street corner that we don't even own. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad, man. And all the Crips and the Bloods out there, right? Not just the city, through everywhere. Just think about when you in your neighborhood, how many homies still own houses in that neighborhood. How many got a moms and pop hamburger stand, a bike shop, a barber shop? We used to all have all that back in the day. You know what I mean? Just look what's going on in the neighborhood that we killing, dying, and going to jail for life for, just food of thought. But yeah, I want y'all opinions on what do y'all think about the era of the Crips and the Bloods in Los Angeles. Is that era over? And he was saying on this video just how the Black Panthers was a big movement. But then Raymond Washington came in one day like, you know what, I ain't gonna be a Panther, I'm gonna be a Crip. Then the Crips started, then the Bloods started, you know what I mean? Then he also spoke about back in the 1930s and the 40s when you had the mafias, the mob, you know, they had a stronghold. And, you know, is it coexistence? Allegedly, we don't know, but it's not as strong as it used to be, you know? But yeah, man, y'all like, subscribe, man. Hit the comments, let me know what y'all think, though, man. Yeah, again, shout out to Cartoon. I follow him. He be kicking some good game. Can tell he a highly respected, educated dude about the city. Yeah, so I fucks with him.